Welcome back to another episode of My Cemetery Tours with the Graveyard Guy. And I'm your host and local paranormal investigator, Mark Lynn. And we're here today at historic South Yard Cemetery of Wilton, New Hampshire. Now, in recent times, I came to this cemetery to test out some new paranormal equipment after I had visited Wilton Cemetery up the street a ways. And I got a little boy here named Timmy, and he said something like, "Hi, I'm Timmy. It's me. I'm here." And if you ever go to my paranormal website at marklyn.net, it's listed there. So again, there was a spirit of a child here that came through that in South Yard Cemetery here in Wilton, New Hampshire. And this place isn't supposed to be haunted. It was a ghost, a spirit of a little boy saying, "Hi, I'm Timmy. I'm here. It's me." And again, if you want to check out that EVP and audio recording, go to my brand new paranormal website at marklyn.net. And I also want to let people know out there that this year in 2021 and 2021 I did a professional paranormal video of a show that I'm trying to create for television called My Haunted Adventures. So if you want to go to Amazon or Amazon.com, which is of course part of Amazon Prime Video, and you look up My Haunted Adventures, you're going to see a tidbit of my paranormal show that I created, My Haunted Adventures, that I'm trying to get onto television in the next couple of years. And if you do watch it, I thank you for your support. Yeah, here at South Yard Cemetery, it's a very hilly cemetery, but it's a really cool old historic cemetery. So again, what I was trying to say is when I got the little spirit of the boy Timmy, and he said, "Hi, it's me, Timmy. I'm here. It's me. I'm here." This graveyard's not listed online as being haunted, yet I picked up a ghost and spirit here. So apparently it is haunted. And also, in Lineborough, New Hampshire, there's a horse and buggy memorial to a woman who lost her life at 30 years old, and her son was like 10 years old. And they're buried here in Wilton at South Yard Cemetery, and I'm going to show you their graves real quick. And it's hard to read. If I can get closer, I think the name was Christiana, and I'm not sure of the last name. It says Christiana G. But oh, it says there that she died at 33. But it's a horse and buggy memorial in Lineborough, New Hampshire, on the hill where her and her son got killed in a horse and buggy accident. So Christiana, she was 33, still young even back in the day. And then the son is here, Albert. And sometimes I pick up their ghosts and spirits wandering about once in a while. So that's why I'm trying to let people know out there with this show, my brand new paranormal online show, My Cemetery Tours with the Graveyard Guy. That's me. Trying to let people know out there as I do these tours, there's some graveyards and cemeteries that are not supposed to be haunted, but yet in recent years when I've tested out brand new paranormal equipment, I've gotten ghosts and spirits passing through the area. So like I said, if you are a brand new paranormal investigator or a brand new psychic medium, or even if you're a photographer that tries to capture ghosts and spirits on film, you can go to a haunted graveyard or cemetery that's listed online. That's fine. You might get something. But you can go to any cemetery or graveyard in your area where you live, and who knows, you might just get a ghost or a spirit passing by. Yeah, and I have a good friend of mine, a fellow paranormal investigator and a fellow YouTuber, Archie Ditchersack out of Massachusetts. And he goes to cemeteries and graveyards and haunted places like me, but he also goes to you know, places in the forest, in the woods, where there are old settlements, old towns, old cemeteries and graveyards, but sometimes he goes to places in the forest, in the woods, that has stuff to do with Native Americans or early white settlers. And even in the forest and the woods, he's getting spirit voices on some of his investigations. And I invited Archie Dittersack to be my special guest on my Halloween night special episode, which will end the season for this show. And if he does come on, I'll introduce you to him as we do a paranormal investigation of a haunted place for my Halloween night special episode. Now this is interesting right here, if I can get it in frame right. You have a big burial plot here. You got 4 rocks or stones at each side to mark it, and it's almost like a heap of land coming up the way they buried people. But what's interesting is, I mean, this has to be a burial for at least 8 to 12 people. And as you can see, there's only one little stone. So I guess there's just one person that's buried here. The family must have changed their plans. And the one that's buried here is Elmer W. Currier. But it's interesting. I mean, maybe other people are buried here and they're just not marked. But I mean, this family, to get a burial plot like this of maybe 8 to 12 burials, they had to have been like upper middle class to rich. And for them to just have that one stone, if that's the only burial they have there, you wonder where the rest of the family's buried. But yeah, as you can see, it's a very hilly cemetery, but it is pretty cool. You come and visit here, you're going to go for a good hike and get a good workout, but it's a really neat place to visit. Yeah, and also too, I want to say to some viewers out there, you know, if you're not a paranormal investigator, if you're not a psychic medium, if you're not a photographer that's trying to capture ghosts and spirits on film, but let's say you're somebody that just enjoys historic places and you just want to take a walk in one of these cemeteries or graveyards that I have in one of my episodes, you can do that too. Because I know people that, you know, they walk through cemeteries and they like to visit them and they like to read the stones. And there's even some big cemeteries in this area where, you know, I've seen women walking together, working out, or somebody walking a dog through some of these cemeteries, especially some of the bigger ones in the New England area. Yeah, and like I said in these shows, I'm just going to do a brief tour of these cemeteries and graveyards, filming locations that I go to. And again, if you ever want to do pictures, photographs, or a longer video, then come and visit these places for yourself. But I just try to do a brief tour of these places because I know with all of us out there, we have such busy lives, you know, we don't have time to maybe watch a half hour to a 1 hour or 2 hour video. Those are kind of long. So I try to keep these ones short and sweet and to the point. And like I said, I try to have them educational and informative as well as fun and entertaining, but I try to keep them brief so it doesn't take too much of your time to view them. Yeah, I'm going to eventually end up here with stones, like 5 or 6 gravestones that are lined up in a row, in a straight row, and I've never seen that in any cemetery or graveyard that I visited except this one. I'll show you that towards the end of this tour. And here are some more modern graves. So I mean, they do have a lot of old historic graves here, but they also do have some newer modern ones. And again, I love it how these people decorate these graves where their family members, friends, and loved ones are buried. Yeah, this is sort of cool if you can see it. It looks like a rose, like in a crystal ball or something. That's cool. And I love the flowers. Beautiful how people decorate these. Yeah, I also want to show you a special gravestone here of an African American that's buried here that worked for a family in a local area. And I don't know, disrespect, I don't mean to be rude or crude, respect to everybody out there, but I think he was owned and worked for a family, and he's buried here. I think he's the only African American that's buried in this cemetery. Check out this hole underneath this tree. My God, I wonder what that lives in there. Like a gopher or something? That's huge. Oh, here he is. I'll read some of his stone for you. Yeah, this is really cool. It says Charles Fosby, colored, who died January 15th, 1865, age 59 years old. He was taken home when a boy by Oliver Whiting, 1778 to 1849, and lived with 3 generations of the Whiting or the Whiting family until his death. And then, even though he died in 1865, stone erected in 1903. And he has a little perpetual care thing here that you sometimes see, and also a thing for, it looks like the Oddfellows Club. But I believe he is the only African American buried in this graveyard at South Yard Cemetery. And I just want to let people know out there, I'm all for Black Lives Matter, but in such a divided country and such a divided nation now, I don't think we should be doing the color scheme, whether it's black, white, red, yellow, polka dotted. We should try to unite this country so we're not so divided, and put the hashtag All Lives Matter, because when you think about it, in the end, all lives matter. And I just want to say to the ghost and spirit of Charles Fosby, thank you for being the person who you were. I hope you were eventually freed in your lifetime, became a free man. And thank you for being a part of our country. God bless you, my friend. Take care. And this is an interesting one too, if I can come back a little bit. It's like a Grant Blanchard burial, but look how big it is. I mean, that's huge. Like, you have 4 granite markers at each post, the granite rocks with steps. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that could be 8 to 12 burials, but that could be like 12 to 20 burials. That's huge. It's cool though, how you can step up in there and it's like a little park for the for the Grant Blanchard family. I like it how they left flowers for each person. That's really cool. Let's check it out. Let's go up here. This is huge. That's neat how this family did this. Oh, yeah, it's neat with the white flowers for each grave, or for most of them. Yeah, it's like, yeah, for the Grant Blanchard family. Really neat. Really neat. Yeah, and this one back here, it's beautiful with all the flowers, and it's some modern gravestones here. Scott Blanchard has a tow truck, so maybe he was a tow truck driver. And there's a little truck here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like it with the American flag, and it has a helmet here. He's probably in World War II. Yeah, Isaac Kenton Blanchard, Private, U.S. Army, World War II. Thank you for your service, sir. Yeah, I want to say that to all of our soldiers that are watching out there, to all the young men and women in the U.S. military that risk their lives every day so our country, the United States of America, can be free and a safe place to live. And, you know, I know Veterans Day is not until November, but I just want to say to all of our servicemen and servicewomen out there, thank you so much for your service to our country, to make our country, the United States of America, such a great place to live. Thank you for your service. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is hilly, man. This is a walk. That's good, though. I need the exercise. Need the exercise. Feels good. And it still is on a warm and hot summer's day. Yeah, now I'm on top of the hill. I was down there before. Making my way to the top. Yeah, I'll show you the location where I got the spirit voice of that little boy, Timmy. Oh, I want to show you something too. There's an interesting grave here that's in a tree. And when I was here last, the tree was standing, but now you can see, look, they cut down the tree. But this is such an interesting grave that probably when the person was buried there, the tree maybe wasn't even there, or maybe it was off to the side as a little baby. But look at that. The tree grew up, and like I said, when I was here a little while ago, the tree was still standing, so they must have recently cut it down. But you can see the gravestone inside the tree. And that's another thing I wanted to say to people out there. I have a theory that when somebody's buried in a graveyard, and eventually later on in time, a tree with its roots takes over the grave and maybe touches the spirit, the soul, the grave of the person that's buried there, you can't tell me that doesn't stir up some spirit activity. That's just a theory of mine, that if a tree overtakes a grave with its roots and touches the soul and the spirit of the person that's buried there, again, you can't tell me that that doesn't stir up some spirit activity. Because I would think it would if the grave's disturbed. And you can't even read what it says now. That's crazy. That's one of the cool graves here. I've never seen anything like it. And they're cutting down some trees, because there's another tree there that when I was here before it was up. They cut it down now. Yeah, I believe where I got the spirit of Timmy was around this area. I believe it was around this area, like somewhere, I'm going to pan real quick, but somewhere where you see this area, right in here, to maybe at the most, right up around here. Where again, I got a spirit of a little boy saying, "Hi, I'm Timmy. I'm here. It's me. I'm here." And again, if you want to listen to that audio recording or EVP, please go to my brand new paranormal website to listen to that at marklynn.net. This is what I wanted to show you. There's 6 gravestones here lined up in a row. It makes you wonder how they buried these people here. And I've never seen in a graveyard, like if you look around, I'll pan real quick, a lot of these graves, like any cemetery or graveyard, are lined up a certain way, like all the same way for the most part. But with these here, they're turned the totally opposite way of all the other graves. So again, I've never seen graves like this, 6 lined up in a row. Again, it makes you wonder how they buried them. Never seen this at all in any cemetery or graveyard except this place. Pretty cool, pretty neat. Well, again, if you want to see my idea and concept and treatment for a brand new television paranormal show, or let me say that again, I kind of messed up there a little bit. If you want to see my idea and treatment for a brand new paranormal television show that I copyrighted and created myself, My Haunted Adventures, look up that name, My Haunted Adventures, on Amazon, and you will find the professional paranormal video that I had made and released this year. And if you do watch it, I thank you for your support. And also I want to say, again, if you want to go to my brand new paranormal website, look me up at marklynn.net. And this was written by Heather G. Lynn. It was produced by Kelsey Lynn. It was directed by Brandon Lane, with the help of production assistants Wayne Dunn, Amy Peters, and also with Shira Greenberg. And I also had help with my historical liaison in the area, my good friend, special guest, and psychic medium Katrina Van Tassel. I want to say thank you to all my team that make up my company for the Spirited Paranormal Group. Thank you for all your help. I couldn't have done this without you. And my one question interview for today, for all of you out there, please list your answers down below. If you had the chance to stay overnight from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. in a real haunted house by yourself, would you do it? Until the next time, my friends, take care, so long, and happy hauntings.